Off-road trails are generally designed so drivers can learn more about the capabilities of their vehicles as well as become more confident off-road. We caught up with Dominik, who spends most of his free time on trails just like this one.
My name is Dominik. I'm a 4x4 enthusiast for quite a bit, over 25 years now. We actually started with a small little Willys vehicle until I got myself this one, which I've built up and enjoy the outdoor life. Being out here today in the bushvelds or in the mountains, valleys, it's an absolute stress reliever for me. The reason why I also love this vehicle is it gives me that opportunity to de-stress completely, forget all my worries. As you also see, we've dropped the top here now so I can enjoy the sunshine, the noise from the bushveld, the birds, the bees. They always say in the industry, which 4x4 is the best. The best 4x4 is the vehicle that does the job for you. In this case, it's this vehicle for me. For somebody else, it can be something else. The reason why I love this one is it actually started with me still being a little toddler when my dad got one of his old Willys Jeeps in. And we just somehow grew onto that open top experience of driving around even in town or in the bushveld in the mountains. One of the many rituals, one of the most important ritual I think is tire deflation. To get the right pressures. Obviously for road use it's one thing, it needs to be obviously corrected, the correct tire pressures. But when you come up to the rocks you want to increase your tire footprint. So how much contact you've got on the ground to the tire. So when you deflate, you basically extend the tread pattern. So you've got more grip on your terrain going up or down on the rocks, and you'll later see it folds, the tire folds neatly over rocks and uneven terrain that we're going to conquer. And then it just adds to, obviously, the traction so you don't overspin, and the vehicle just climbs nicely and neatly. You'll notice she'll start whistling, and when she stops whistling, she's actually the right tire pressure for these conditions, being the tire temperature, air temperature, the load of the vehicle. So you can't really deflate at home and come to the track and do that. Starting from, for example, the road that we're on here now is what you typically find in a game park or a game farm or so forth. So basically any vehicle that's got maybe an all-terrain tire that's obviously suited to gravel road use can experience it. Then I would say you would go over onto your overlanding. That's where you would most typically find your SUVs. I would mention the Defender because I think that's a very good example of your overlander, where you go out into Africa or well, wherever in the world that's not really accessible to sedans or like-minded vehicles. And then the last, I think, is the obstacle-based four-wheel drives, where you drive things that sometimes you can't even walk. And I'm not exaggerating. Sometimes it's difficult even to walk it. You literally have to crawl on all fours to get up it, and the vehicle drives it. And there is some form of adrenaline rush, some excitement. As an example, for example, in this vehicle, I've also kitted it out with extra spotlights, so when I'm in the bush, I really need to see. For example, the A-pillar lights give me a nice spread so I can see either wildlife jumping out in front of me or any obstacles out in the road. Then I've got fog lights as well, so we're driving in the dust. Obviously in Europe, it would greatly aid in the snow driving. And then the two up front I've put on as well, so I can see further out should the need arise. In our family, we've got about 7 Jeeps between my parents, my brother, his in-laws and all that. They're all Jeeps. So this vehicle is obviously for my personal choice. I love it out of my perspective because it does what I want to do. It takes me places where I want to go in comfort and style, and it gives that little bit of an adrenaline, a little bit of fun into it. It can be in any other vehicle as well, but for this one, it's my personal choice.